What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tyler Egan, and in today's video I want to talk about how to surrender or how to let go of the fear of judgment. And as I say that, I feel my eye. Can you see it? My eyes are watering up because this one is, so it's like this. I believe that we all face the same fears, fear of failure, fear of judgment, what other ones? Fear of unworthiness, like these things. We all face the same fears. It's just like each one of us experiences each fear at different levels. So like the fear of judgment for me has always been like one of the top fears. It's like, bro, like, what is everyone going to think of me? But for some of you, it might be like the fear of failure. Like you have this fear of unworthiness, and it drives you to keep going and going and going. You know what I mean? So it's like the fear of judgments. It means a lot to me in here, and so if I can help even one person with their fear of judgment and letting it go forever, I use that word forever loosely because you are going to die one day. but if I can help even one person, it's worth it. So in order for us to understand this, I really do have to in order for me to teach this, I really do have to share my own personal experiences. I mean, I think it might be helpful to start with just like kind of defining the fear of judgment for a moment, because at its root, a judgment from another person is an opinion. Simply put, it's just somebody else's opinion. Now, where it gets more judgy is because there's a negative charge to it. There's like a condemnation to it. It's like a condemning opinion. So it's like, oh, you're going to wear that? You know what I mean? It's like someone has that negative, condemning type energy when they express their opinion to you. They're like throwing their gook at you, like, hey, you're gross, And some part of you is craving that judgment. Because what you have to understand, y'all, is we attract, there's the law of attraction. We attract what we are. But it doesn't always work that way. Like, I'm a dude. Does that mean I'm going to attract a bunch of dudes? Because I'm not gay. No offense to anybody who is. Like, that's cool. I actually love gay people. They're awesome, and I love when they hit on me. don't tell anybody. But does that mean I'm going to attract a bunch of dudes? It's like, no. You attract the things that you are, the energy that you are, yes, but there's also a polarity in it. You also attract the opposite of what you are. You attract the opposite of what you are so that you can heal the thing that you are. And if you're afraid of judgment, you're going to attract people who are going to judge the shit out of you. And so what you have to understand is, on a really deep unconscious level, there's a part of you that's craving that judgment. Not because it's fun, not because it's pleasant, not because you necessarily can consciously recognize that you want it, but because it's inviting you to heal this fear of judgment. And let's look at what it's saying, right? What is the fear of judgment always saying? Like, you're not good enough. You suck. There's something wrong with everything you're doing. And at the root of it is shame. And so if you're being judged by other people and you're receiving it, then you are likely living in a state of shame in some capacity or another. And what I mean by that is, like, you're holding on to shame that was never fully processed. Shame and guilt that was never fully processed. And so, well, the question can become like, well, okay, that's cool. You just explained it. That's great. How do I heal it? How do I let it go? And the key to this is to stop judging yourself. Judgment has a very negative connotation. And, maybe rightfully so. But the reason you keep attracting so many people who judge you is because you're judging yourself. And I'm leaving this pause in here for a moment because, dude, like, I'm not saying this because it sounds cool. Like, that was me. I was like, why am I so afraid of everyone judging me all the time and all these things? And it's like, oh, I'm judging myself. And I was projecting all of those judgmental opinions onto the world. Like, oh, okay, so a guy actually just walked by as I'm filming this. Like, he must think I'm fucking weird because I'm up here recording this video. Oh, that car probably thinks I'm stupid. But because I thought that I looked weird, or I thought I looked stupid. And if you sit with that long enough, you'll start to see that you're the one who's judging yourself right now. And now let's talk about this, because like, I don't want this to sound like, oh, it's all your fault, you suck, because like, I'm not here to feed into the idea that I'm not here to feed into like self-destructive tendencies, because you are that way because of other things. You're like, this may be a part of your path here, your journey, your soul's purpose, to experience the fear of judgment and learn how to let it go. Because what is judgment? It's a condemning opinion. And what would we judge ourselves for? Why do we need to condemn ourselves? And let's rewind for a moment when you're a child and you did something wrong. So your parents judge you for it. I have an opinion, a differing one. And at our root, when we're children, we just want to be loved. It is biologically necessary for us to be loved. And when I say biologically necessary, I mean you won't die if you're not loved, but you'll probably die sooner in life. But it's biologically necessary for healthy development. And so when these occurrences continue to happen with like your parents, your teachers, you keep finding yourself doing something wrong. Maybe no one ever teaches you how to process that information, how to process your emotions. And so instead, you recall the time. I mean, this is happening unconsciously now because it's so neurologically wired into your nervous system. You remember a time that mom had that opinion. She yelled at you and she gave you a hard time because you did something she didn't like. And you're like, okay, well, she's almost like withholding love from me now. This is what's happening in the unconscious mind of a 7-year-old. She's not loving me now, so I'm going to just mold myself to her in this instance so that I can feel loved. So her judgment means that I have to change something so that I don't feel ashamed and so that I'm loved. And so you start, again, unconsciously a child, because as children, we're just trying to get loved. Like, you're not intentionally going like, okay, I'm going to do this so I can fuck with 31-year-old me. No. It's like, this is happening in the underdeveloped mind of a child, right? When you were a child. And so the pattern of judging yourself becomes this defense mechanism to keep you safe, to keep you loved. So you judge yourself before your mom can, before your dad can, before your grandmom can, and then you mold yourself to what they want you to be so that they don't judge you anymore. And it's like, listen, like your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, they're not doing it because well, maybe some of them are assholes, but they're likely doing it because they have unresolved shit of their own, unresolved emotional trauma that they never experienced. They never processed. Because here's the thing, y'all, when you know how to process your emotions, when you process your emotions habitually and in a healthy fashion, other people's opinions bounce right off of you. Like, there are times when I'm in conversations now, and what I notice is that people will have opinions about me or share their opinions about me or what I'm doing. And in conversation now, like, I don't even notice it anymore. And then I'll like an hour later, I'm like, oh my God, that person was judging the shit out of me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even notice it anymore in real time because I don't care. My opinion about myself is genuinely the only thing that matters. And so in order to get to that kind of place, you have to start to become familiar with your own judgment and take ownership of it. See, this is where people get fucked up because they hear, oh, heal a fear of judgment. Cool. Who do I blame? You're not saying that. You might not be saying that intentionally up here, but the ego loves to blame everything in the outside world. And so you have to start to take ownership of that and take ownership of your part in it and show compassion for the other parts of yourself within this. Because again, I'm sharing the idea that this fear of judgment developed in childhood to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself feeling loved. So that means, by association, your parents had a role in this fear of judgment of yours. And so I want you to sit with this. If you're really serious about doing this work, doing the inner work, and you really want to heal this fear of judgment, I want you to sit with this for a moment. What shows up for you when you recognize the truth that your parents are part of the reason you have a crippling fear of judgment? And if you have the courage, I would love to see anybody put something in the comments. Because we want to see you. So I'll share first. When I started to recognize the truth that my parents had a role in that, I was angry. I was so fucking angry. Getting the chills thinking about it right now. I resented the hell out of them. I mean, there were times where I even expressed to them in not good ways, very hurtful ways. And it amplified my anger at the world. It amplified, here's one for y'all. It amplified my anger at God. Oh man, that was, I guess I feel like I guess I needed to say that. Holy shit, because I just, it amplified my anger at God. I was angry because it's like, why are you fucking doing this to me, bro? If it's just somebody's, because intellectually, logically speaking, I could recognize that it was just an opinion, but I'm just like, I care so much about everybody's opinions. And I want to take that to actually lead to my next point here. Because if you care about what people think of you, own it. Own that you care. You know, when I started posting a lot of content on the internet, I really had to own that, you know, it was hard for me. I was always like, I had this identity of like, I don't care what you think of me. And it's like, I don't actually snap like that. I don't know why I did it. That was funny. But I had this bravado of, I don't care what you think. But the truth was, deep down, I really did. And so, owning my own role in my fear of judgment, that I was judging myself, albeit from predetermined, unconscious childhood programming, from unresolved emotional baggage. But all the same, I mean, like, I'm going to be 32 years old. I am not in the business of pushing all of my problems onto the world, because that leaves me completely powerless. I respect the truth that my parents played a role, but like, I do not blame them. And so what I want to invite you to do next is explore what showed up for you when I asked the question of, what do you feel? What shows up for you when you recognize the truth that your parents played a role in this? And let it be okay to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. If you feel like blaming them, like, let yourself blame them. Because the part of you that's going to speak next, if you're not trying to forcibly control your mental thoughts in this moment and create some cool sounding story, and you're just listening to the authentic truth streaming by in your mind, then it's going to be raw. It's going to be messy. It's going to be negative. It's going to be something that society would probably frown upon. Like blaming your parents, or shaming yourself, or being mean, or calling yourself a bitch or ugly, like whatever it is, you know. Hold space for that too. Because the part of you that developed to judge yourself, to keep yourself stuck and small in a container that your parents could always love, that's a protector within the mind. But there are exiled parts, there are wounded parts of you too. And the frustration, the blame, the anger has a seat at the table and deserves to be listened to. Because let's play with this for a moment. In a perfect world, perfect parents, for everybody being perfect, your parents would teach you that it's okay to blame them. They wouldn't balk at the first hint of their child blaming them for something or getting mad at them. Like the statements of like, I hate you. You see it in the movies, right? I hate you, mom. It's all your fault. You suck. Whatever they say in the movies. And then the parent just holds that space and is like you're allowed to blame me. It's cool. But if you have parents with unresolved shit, what's going to happen is they're just going to shut your emotions down. And so we create this protector that judges itself to stay stuck and small. And we have to honor that part. And witness all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the raw, the humanness in it all. And when you start to do that, you develop this level of self-compassion for yourself. And it really is, because it continues to evolve for me, it's quite beautiful when I can just see myself in all of my humanness and see the imperfections and flaws and notice how fucking divine it all is. And like, that's me, you know? That's cool. And you develop this level of self-compassion where it's like, you know what? Even if you're wrong, that's okay too. Where wrong and right start to dissolve because you know who you are. When you sit with all of that judgment and you listen to where it comes from, you can develop this really beautiful, divine level of self-compassion that I wish my words could describe the feeling that is viscerally manifesting for me right now. So y'all, like if you wanna, and this is where the deep, messy inner work comes in, like sitting with this. If all of this is resonating with you right now, please don't just watch this video and use the intellectual understanding that I'm helping you unravel here and use it to keep yourself stuck and small. Listen to the judgment. Own your judgment, please. It is the pathway to liberation. And once you get past the judgment, you feel the feelings. You can start to listen to what the judgment was protecting all along. For me, it was shame. That fear of judgment helped me unravel myself so much to the raw bones of there was so much unconscious guilt and shame that I was holding on to. And I can honestly say right now that I feel so fucking free of it. And I want the same for you. So own your role in your fear of judgment. Hold that space for it with as much compassion you have for yourself right now. And if more judgment shows up, hold that space too. If anger shows up because it's like, I thought I was past this, hold that space too. And love yourself anyway. Like I felt some judgment earlier today, and I love that, you know? It wasn't fun at the time, but I love it because it's bringing me closer to who I am truly. When I can start to unravel the messiness of my own fear of judgment and how much it used to cripple me, it's like, man, I'm a really cool dude, you know? So I'm gonna wrap it up there, y'all. I really hope you took something from this. If you did, please do the YouTube algorithm stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you're a man and you'd like to join the Brotherhood and become a part of the MME community, join my mentorship, there will be something down in the description for you. With that out of the way, thank you all, and peace out.